Hello everybody and welcome to CraftWorld Live. It's Friday afternoon and it's 1 o'clock, and that means we've got some fantastic deals and offers for you. You've got some demos from myself today, and we've got two fantastic guests that are going to be coming through to us via video call. And this is because they are busy beavering away in the office, and they are magazine editors, which is really exciting. We've never had, that I recall, magazine editors on these lives on a Friday. So if you're watching on Facebook Live, if you're watching over on CraftWorld, please make sure you are commenting down below, because you will have a chance to win some fantastic magazines. If you've not seen the notifications before, this whole hour is dedicated to our magazines, our magazine kits, our box kits, whatever you want to call them. We always have lots and lots of really cool products in with the magazines, loads of inspiration and loads of tools for you to use as well. Now, I'm going to be going through quite a number of magazines. So if you're thinking, well, I liked that one, I'm sure there was another one I liked and I can't remember the name of it, check on Facebook, check on CraftStash, craftstash.co.uk. There's a bargain section there. So go to the menu where the categories are, scroll down to the bargains at the bottom. You'll find under there an entire piece of or bundle of products that is entirely for CraftWorld Live. This week's CraftWorld Live, that's where you want to be looking. All of the magazines that I'm mentioning are in there, and also, as I'm demonstrating, the products that I'm using alongside the magazine kits, they are also going to be in there as well for you to check out if you're thinking actually you quite like some of those glues and things like that. So let's have a look first of all at some of these magazines that you could potentially be winning. Now there's £110 worth of products that I'm actually going to be giving away at the end of this hour. Some of these from the post earlier in the week, but 3 of you commenting will win. I'll say hello to a few people in just a moment, but let's have a look at this products that I'm talking about. Now, we have had some fantastic releases recently. Excuse my mouse there. I'm the only one here today, so I'm having to do it myself. So we have, first of all, Chloe's Creative Cards. Now, this issue here, issue 7, has just been released. These are not just magazines, everyone. These are tools as well. We're talking about dies. We're talking about stamps, embossing folders, and patterned papers as well, all included. So this is a full box. Now, I'm going to be demonstrating this, so I won't get too much of it out, but this is one that you can be looking at. Look at the magazine. It's absolutely beautiful. Can you see mine's well used? You will get one that has papers already in it, not cut up. Okay, and the tools are in there. There's one. IndigoBlue has just been released as well. This is the second magazine box kit. So cool, because the first one sold out in like 10 minutes. This is now available for you to purchase. So we have mixed media special too. If you know of IndigoBlue, you know the sort of products that we're looking at in here. Stamps, stencils, embossing folders, dies, and papers included, along with the magazine as well. Now, I just need to let you know, we've got a couple of offers as well as the giveaways running today. On the magazines, if you are buying any 2 magazine kits, so say you pick up these 2 magazine kits, you're going to get 15% off. If you're on CraftStash and you're already purchasing up to the value of £20 or over, you're automatically going to be sent one of our magazines for you to trial, completely free. Okay, so that is well worth making sure you are on CraftStash, because that offer only runs for today. Okay, so make sure you're popping that £20 worth of product into your basket and get your free magazine. So it may be that you've never tried one of our magazines before. Maybe you've thought about it, you've never got to the shops on time, you've never been to CraftStash while it's been in stock, because things like this do sell out very, very quickly. You will automatically be sent one, which is fantastic. And all of these magazines come with these tools. Simply Cards and Papercraft, of course, extremely popular every month. We have a die in here. We have beautiful stamps as well. And we've got the autumnal feel. Now, I'll have a bit more of a flick through these, but I've got some people who know way more about it than I do. And we've got Mike and we've got Nikki joining us in a little while. They are the editors of some of these magazines. So you are going to hear from the behind the scenes people on what actually goes into the magazines, what is included, not just these gifts that we're looking at, but also all of the projects and the inspiration that's in them. We've got Papercraft Essentials as well. Of course, we've got beautiful card kits in here. And then we've got the embossing folder and the 2 die set. Now, I know that Mike particularly likes this one, so we'll pop that to the side and let him talk about that a little bit more. We've got creative stamping. If you love stamping, we've got a magazine dedicated to that, along with the beautiful Kingfisher stamp and die set, and also a full A4 die set, stamp set as well. All of that comes with that inspiration in the magazine. Sticking with the papercraft theme, we have got die cutting essentials too. All of these are on CraftStash, and all of these are under that bargain section in this week's CraftWorld Live. You'll find them all there, really easy to grab and pop in your basket. Don't forget, 2 kits, you're saving 15%, and you're going to be able to trial one anyway if you're spending over 20. So die cutting, absolutely dedicated to dies, loads of inspiration. We are now on to issue 68, and I have to admit, I remember doing a project for issue 1 of this magazine. It's just been flying for a long time now, for years. They are your Papercraft magazines, but we also have, for those of you interested, let me lift over here. See, I've got a lot to show you today. Our, what I call our soft craft magazines, okay? So knitting, crocheting, sewing, things like that. So let's just do a little bit of a swap and come over. I'm going to be demonstrating in just a moment one of the Papercraft magazines, but let's have a quick look at these, because have you wanted to learn a new craft? Well, these are absolutely fantastic magazines, because we've got our knitting one here, and this comes with an essential, I can't get the word essentials out, Starcraft Essentials. So you've got the extra book there. It's an exclusive book that comes along with the magazine as well. We then have our sewing magazine, so we've got patterns in here as well. We've got also, now if you're into your sewing, you'll know how essential patterns are and how much you use it. If you're anything like me, pass them down through the family as well. We all have a go with the sizes that we need. Then we've got your crochet and knitting, and you can see here, look at the size of this one. We've got the magazine in there with all of the inspiration, but look at the extras you're getting in here. With the needles, with the yarn and everything. It's fantastic. And peanuts. Who doesn't love peanuts? I do. I really, really do. Speaking of peanuts, when it comes to crochet, we've also got him as a pattern in here as well. So there's lots and lots going on. This is another 3-in-1 bumper pack here with that extra book included too. And of course the pattern. These soft craft magazines are actually, some of these are on our deal of the day today. So there's a bundle, and that's under the bargain section, of 3 magazines. I'm not sure which 3. There's one of these that isn't included. I can't remember. I apologise. It's under the bargain section. 3 of these magazines are usually $26.97. But today, for our deal of the day, these 3 are now $11.99. Make sure you go and you check those out. Let's pop these to the side, because I am going to be demonstrating in a moment. So I'm going to give a swap over to our Papercraft magazine. And I'm going to come first of all to possibly, if I dare say it, one of my favourites. So I'm going to be looking first of all at Indigo Blue. Okay. Now, let me just come back and say a quick hello to anybody who's joined us. Okay, so let me get my phone onto this live and say hello to a few people, because I'm really, really excited when, I mean, so many of you join us every Friday. We see more and more people, and it's really fun. We've got new names coming in. Hello to Sue, hello to Beverly, hello to Terry, hello to Dawn, hello to Debbie, Bernadette. We've got so many people watching again. Thank you so, so much. Now, so many of you are actually saying you'd like to learn to crochet or knit. That is where that deal of the day comes in. Make sure you grab that bundle. You've got all sorts in there. You have the tools to get you started as well. All of the inspiration, the patterns you need. It's an amazing value. $11.99 for 3 magazines with everything included. We've got, oh, Carissa has, I'm not sure where you are, but you're talking about time zone. So I assume you're not in the UK. Congratulations for getting over here on time. Looks like you almost missed us. Rena, hello. Christina, hello. Gemma Goddell, Carol. We'd love to know where you're actually messaging from. Are you watching on CraftWorld or Facebook? And are you overseas, or are you in the UK? What's the weather like? Because it's lovely here today. I love to know all these things, and I go back and read them as well. So let's get on with the demonstration very, very quickly, shall we? Because this is what you tune in for, isn't it? The demos. Let's have a look at this IndigoBlue magazine first of all. So inside here, I need to speed my demonstrations up. We've got so much to talk about today. I can't be too long. Inside this particular magazine, we not only have the magazine that of course has all of those pages of inspiration. It's a full 68-page magazine. In the center here, let me get to the center, we have some absolutely stunning papers. Okay, I mean, look at these. They are absolutely beautiful. You have them doubled as well, so you don't have to choose between the fronts and the backs. You've got 2 of each. They are beautiful. These are magazine quality print papers. They are white core. They are smooth. They are matte. You can stamp on them with your water-based ink. You can emboss them. You can die cut them. They are so pretty. And of course, you have beautiful projects for you to follow and things in there too, from a range of designers. Then we have our gorgeous stamp set. I just can't get over how amazing this stamp set is, and this comes included in this box kit. Okay, your A4 stamp set. I'm going to be using this large floral one here and a couple of sentiments as well, so you'll see that in more detail in a moment. We have as well our embossing folder. So we've got our corner embossing folder there with the florals. Really pretty, absolutely beautiful. We have our moth die. That's actually 2 dies included in there. And then we have the stencil too. So very much a mixed media look to this, a distressed look with your paint splats and your stripes and your dots and things. Absolutely gorgeous. So let's get on with this demonstration first of all. I'm going to bring in, one thing I am using today actually as an additional is my Ecline pens. I believe there might be some Ecline pens in that section then, that bargain section, so make sure you keep an eye on that. Now, as I said to you, I do have this large floral stamp. It is so pretty. Let me pop this onto a stamping block. The reason I'm putting it onto a stamping block and not or a platform rather, and not using an acrylic block is because I'm stamping onto a watercolor cardstock. Okay, now watercolor cardstock has got some texture to it, which is going to make that impression when you stamp not quite as clear as you might like the first time. So it gives you the ability to easily stamp over and over and over again until you get everything covered. So what I'm just going to do there is place my stamp where I might like it. Now this is actually upside down, so let's turn it the right way around just so you can see. So place that on there, and then I'm going to pick it up with my stamping block. So just pressing down onto that. Now I do need to just reach over and get my ink pad that I didn't get out ready. There's always going to be something when I'm demonstrating myself that I've forgotten. If it's only the ink pad, I'll be glad. So now I can ink this up and you can really see the detail on it. This is, I mean, there's so much detail on this stamp set, and this is not the only one. You get a full A4 set. So while I'm doing this, don't forget, make sure you're commenting below. So first of all, I want to see some questions for these editors when we get them on the video call. What have you always wanted to ask a magazine editor? But also, comment, let me know where you are, let me know where you're from, what magazine you love best. Do you subscribe to any of these magazines? Do you love them? Are there any that you'd really like to try as well? Things like that. So if you're commenting, whatever you're commenting, even if it's just hello, we are going to pick 3 winners, and these 3 winners will all win a bundle of the magazines that we are sharing. They will be a mixture of the magazines, so you won't all get the same thing. But we've also got an extra competition to win one of these. Look, that's perfect already, and I haven't had to re-ink that. We are going to talk to you about another competition at the end of this hour to win a huge, and I'm talking a massive, bundle of magazines later. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of the hour for that. So as I say, that is stamped onto the watercolor cardstock. The reason I've chosen watercolor is simply because I need to do some watercolor inking. So I've chosen a VersaFine ink here, and then as I do my watercolor, this will not react. So once it's dry, it won't bleed and it won't run with the water that I'm applying. So I'm going to bring in my my pens. I've also got some water here. I've got a water brush in case I need to add some detail, and I've also got just some kitchen towel, just to mop up any ink and any waste, anything that goes a little bit astray. I'm just going to, for a moment, I'm just going to zoom in for you so you can see a little bit closer, hopefully, what I'm doing. Hopefully that's clear enough for you. So first thing I'm going to do is take my pens. Now, I like to arrange these before I get started so I know what colours I'm doing. Now, I've got blues and greens, so I very much want to go from blue to green to blue to green. So I'm going to put them in this order, blue, green, blue, green. Okay, and I'm going to start with the first one, and I'm just going to very roughly colour over about a quarter of the image there, and I'm going to spritz. Oh, let's make sure the lock cap's not on. And as you can see, as I'm spritzing, that's just starting there to bleed, okay? Then I'm going to take the next colour and slightly overlap and do the same. And I'm being very rough with this. There's nothing precise about this at all, okay? Little spritz just to make sure that stays damp, and start spreading that ink around. And then the next colour, which is a darker blue. And it doesn't matter if you don't have these particular colours. You could do this with your distress inks, mix a little bit onto a mat to make like a water-based paint. You could do this with watercolour paints if you want to. You could even do this with colouring pencils. You don't have to add the water effect. So just spritzing all of those. Now I've got my first colours down. I'm just going to go around the edge and just reapply a little more and drag that out and make sure that I'm happy with how far each has bled, okay, because I'd want a little bit of bleeding there but not too much. I still want to be able to clearly see the image, and I want to keep the colours as close to the image as I can, okay, and make sure there's a nice blend between them as well. Now there's various different ways of doing this as well, because I've used blues and greens. You could use reds and oranges, or I'll show you a card in a moment where I've actually used rainbow colours, which was really, really good fun. So just going over a couple of the colours there, making sure the edges are perfect. There we go. So I've got that. What I've done next there is, while that's drying, and you can bleed these edges out a little bit more if you wanted to, but while that's drying, I have gone ahead and re-stamped this image onto the same cardstock. I've then cut these out with, fussy cut these out. I didn't think you'd want to see me actually cutting these images out, okay, because I thought, you know what, that's a little bit slow. It takes a little bit of time, a few minutes. So I've got all of these little pieces here for you, just to see these. There we go. Look, leaves and flowers. Now a lot of it all cuts away in one large piece. What I'm actually going to do with this piece, somebody's just asked what's the other pen I'm using. I'm assuming that is my water pen. So this is just a pen filled with water there. So the barrel's got the water in. These, I'm sure these will be available on CraftStash. I'll have a look for you later, see if I can find a link for you. Thank you very much to Dawn. She loves this technique. Sorry, I'm trying to demonstrate and I'm trying to read your comments at the same time. I will catch up with you later if I don't see your comments coming in straight away. So I've cut these flowers out, and just the flowers and the leaves. I haven't cut any detail from anywhere else. I'm just going to, with a dimensional glue, and ideally when this is dry, place this back over. Now, I use a silicone glue, but foam tape would be perfect as well. If most of you will have foam tape or foam pads at home, and that will work equally as well. So just popping the flowers and the leaves down, like I say, just one big blob of this, and laying directly over. Now, I'm not worried about the stems. I've not worried about any of these, what I call the squiggly bits underneath. And I'll show you this in just a moment. Even the little leaves, because this glue is clear as well. We're not going to see any edges from it. So just a few minutes, we'll be coming to our first editor, who I believe is quite nervous because he's not done anything like this for a long time. If ever, I'm not sure. I'll have to check with him. But there we go. So I've just decoupaged almost those flowers up over the watercolour image, and then I would mat this onto here. Now, from this IndigoBlue magazine kit, I have used one stamp. Okay, I have not used the stencils or the dies or the embossing folder or any of the other stamps. The inspiration for this has actually come from one of the projects in the magazine. So by looking through this magazine, although I haven't directly copied one of the projects, I've used one of the techniques. So you can imagine how many techniques you're going to be able to run through. Now, I did this with the rainbow colours, as I said, and there's the finished card with this. I also included some sentiments here too. So just stamped in a clear ink, embossed with white powder, and then onto a black paper and heat embossed there. So that's just given us that look, as if it's like those printed labels almost. But I really love this stamp, as you can see. So I'd do the same with this one. I'd mat it on the black and then onto a white card base. And we've got a really, really pretty card there. Thank you for all of your comments coming through. Don't forget, anyone who's commenting is in with a chance to win. Now, I keep mentioning these fantastic magazine editors who work so hard. So I think it's time that we went over to our first guest. Let me just bring him in. So, hello to Mike.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Can you hear me okay?
I'm just going to turn you up my end a little bit so I can hear you. There we go.
Wonderful.
Not too nervous?
I'm all right, yeah. Fine, thank you.
So, what magazines are you talking about with us today?
Today I'll be discussing Die Cutting Essentials 68 and Papercraft Essentials 190.
There we go. So, both brand new?
Absolutely. This week.
Fantastic. So, which one's first? Which one are you going through?
I am going to be doing Die Cutting Essentials 68, which has a gorgeous card making magic, Christina Griffiths, luscious Lily's Edge and Outline die set.
Can you bring that a little bit closer for us?
Yeah.
So we can see.
Certainly can. How's that? Oh, how's that? Is that better?
It's a little bit better. It's not too bad. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Like a foliage, a floral foliage.
Yeah. It's great for like edge details as well and stuff. So yeah.
Brilliant.
So and with that you get bonus content as well, which you get coordinating papers, sentiments and toppers as well.
Oh wow. So there's a lot in that. There's a lot in there.
There is a lot in there as well, yeah. So in the actual magazine we've got a feature by Nicky Gilbert on page 12.
We're going to be speaking to in a moment.
Yeah, who takes you through a series of gorgeous cards, all of which are different shapes, different sizes, on a lovely pastel hued colour palette. And then from there we go to a gift feature on page 32. So we've got fab frames, gift bags, and gift voucher holders, and treat baskets.
Oh wow!
Is that okay?
I think we've got a connection issue, so the quality isn't brilliant, but we can hear you okay from what I understand. People are saying hello to you.
Hello.
I think you're just a bit blurry, but we can hear you okay. So by all means, carry on and talk us through.
No problem. And then we've got a lovely feature by Sarah Gray, who shows you how to create birthday cards, and there's even like a with sympathy thrown in and a get well soon. So
lovely.
Yeah, it's a really bright and colourful and versatile die, which is what you want from a die set, I believe. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And then the next one I will talk about is Papercraft Essentials issue 190, which is a huge gift this month. It's 112 elements Highland collection in there. So there's 92 die cut toppers, there's 115 printed papers and 5 foiled papers in there as well.
Lovely.
So you've got images of hair.
I've got this one, because I should have this one here. I have actually got here the Christina card making magic one from the previous issue, so I can show everybody that if anyone couldn't see because of the connection. So I can run through that.
Fab. So in that, with the Highland collection for PE, you've got birthday wishes, you've got masculine ideas in there as well. So you've got images of hares, and then you've got birthday sentiments, you're the greatest sentiments, so you can do them for both masculine and feminine makes. World's best dad, there's a Highland cow thrown in, which is pretty cute. And then features and inspiration, which is what we all want. We've got Hilary Mulholland, who shows you how to create your own action wobbler, so it's a bit more kinetic in there, thrown in. And then we've got some some female makes, which are super, super cute by somebody called Nicky Gilburt. You might be speaking to her in a bit.
Nikki's our other editor. If we can improve the quality, we'll speak to Nicky in a little while.
Yeah. And then we've got a personal favourite, is a gorgeous gifting feature by Vanessa Hodgson, who shows you how to create desk tidies. So even if you're gifting to yourself, it's perfect. And then we've got, like, she does a little pencil holder, and then desk tidy as well, which is adorable, I have to say. I kind of want it for my own desk, I'm not going to lie. And then Sam Colcott, she does like this Fab Five collection, which are masculine makes as well, so perfect for the husband or your partner, and whatnot. So lovely. Yeah, I think that's it.
Fantastic. So you've got those two magazines that you've shown us. We've got amazing offers on them as well. I think what we're going to do, we're going to try and get a better connection with you and with Nicky, and then hopefully we can come back and actually see those magazines, but I can have a flick through those here now instead. But quick question for you. What's the best thing about being a magazine editor?
Oh, I get to be creative every day. I get to be creative every day, and we all know that's the key to life, is being creative.
There we go. That is so true.
Yeah.
So true. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining us. I will see you again very soon anyway, and hopefully we can pick up the connection and have another chat with you in a little while.
That'd be great.
Okay,
speak to you soon, Lou.
Bye. So let's have a look at some of those magazines that Mike was just looking at. Now, I know one of them, and I just need to get the right magazine. Die Cutting Essentials comes with this. So we were looking at this die set. Mike was showing you the die set there, and I know because of the connection we couldn't very easily see it, but this is the die that he was showing you. That is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. So we've got the floors. It's very, very much card making magic. I think it's really, really pretty. So there's this. There's then also in the magazine so much inspiration. You do have downloads included with this one as well. But you can see on the front, from using this die, some of those projects that have been used. They are so pretty, aren't they? Absolutely beautiful. So there's your die cutting. Let's have a look. Let's see. Look at these. Amazing. I know Mike wanted to show you these. I apologize for those who couldn't quite see it there, but they are beautiful. I'm going to get on with another demonstration in just a moment, but look at these examples. They are beautiful. So I don't want to show you too much. So for those people who do tend to maybe craft, who do tend to dabble with a little bit of embossing, maybe you've not tried die cutting or vice versa, these kits are the perfect way to go. Okay, now we are having all sorts of technical blips today because I think I've lost a couple of my cameras. I think I'm really stuck now with this camera looking down at my hands, but you know, it's better than nothing. So let's have a look at my next demonstration. Let's see if these gremlins will just disappear through the power of craft. You never know, while we're crafting they may just disappear. So let's pop this here. So Chloe's Creative Cards. Now I said to you earlier, I have been in this one. I have been in this one a lot, as you can see, but essentially you can still see what we are getting. Now, don't forget these box kits today. These are on offer. So if you're buying any 2 of these magazine kits, and I would definitely recommend this one and the Indigo Blue one, you are going to be getting 15% off. Okay, now also, in addition, if you've never tried a magazine before, and if you are purchasing on CraftStash today over £20, that's only today, you're going to be able to trial a free magazine that's going to be worth up to £9.99. So that is so worth doing. If you're thinking about purchasing something anyway, if it's been on your mind for a little while that there's something you want to get, absolutely go ahead and do it that way. Purchase for £20, get your free magazine. And there we go. Right, let's have a look. What's in this kit with Chloe's magazine? So, we all know the quality that we get. We all know Chloe loves to do her sparkles, her glitter. Very often it's florals, but we've got very much a Christmassy, wintry theme with this magazine kit here. So we've got beautiful snowflakes. Let's start with the dies first of all. The 2 snowflake dies there. Little and large, I'm going to call them little and large. They are absolutely beautiful. Okay, really, really stunning. And then we have our coordinating stamp set. And I say coordinating because as you'll see when I'm demonstrating, these snowflakes go into the die there. Okay, we've got a beautiful snowflake wreath. We've got some sentiments in here as well. There's an awful lot on here. Really, really stunning piece. And now look at the detail in this stamp set. They are gorgeous. And then we have the stencil. Now let's see, I'm just seeing if I can find a piece of black something to show you the stencil. I can't. You can see that. That's the snowflake stencil. It's so pretty, like snowfall. But equally, I think you can use this away from Christmas because it looks like distress dots. It looks really, really beautiful. And then in the magazine, you've had a peek at these already, but I'll try and show you as much as I can that I've kept intact for you. And it's the papers. Now, do you know what? The papers are so pretty. They are really, really good quality, and we get duplicates of them as well. I apologise if you see any ripped out pieces here because, like I say, I am using them for my demonstration. But they are the most beautiful blue tones throughout. Gorgeous blues and greys as well. I'm actually bringing in one of my distress inks into these that matches absolutely perfectly. I'll show you that in a moment. Everything you're seeing on this show is in that bargain section on craftstash.co.uk. But you can be winning some of these magazines. So 3 of our viewers today are going to win 3 magazines each. I think it's 3 magazines each. I think it is. But a bundle of magazines each of you. So please make sure you're commenting below. I apologise for all of the gremlins we've had today. We've actually had quite a few already. It's just typical, isn't it? But let's get on with doing some demonstrating. So bringing in these beautiful papers. Now I've taken some white, so just white goes with everything. But I've taken the gorgeous holly, blue and cream holly paper. Now this is the one that's backed with a grey. But it's so pretty and very, very modern, really sophisticated, this one, I feel. And then we've also got this paper on top too. So this is a grey. This is, I mean, it's a patterned on the back, but I think the grey is really pretty. To separate these layers, what I'm going to do is pop white between each of them. Okay, so just pop that over. I have a little bit of an ink smudge on that one. There we go. So that's really making those layers pop up now. So I can now just pop between these some ink layers. Now, I always use ink between my layers because it helps lift everything up even more and it edges everything. I think this one from the Distress Oxide in Pumice Stone works really, really well with these papers. Okay, so if you already have this in your stash, this is a fantastic way to go. So let's just pop this on here. I'm just going to see while I'm here, excuse my head coming in, I've got one camera I'm working with now. I'm just going to see if I can recall while I'm doing this and get back into contact with Nikki and Mike that we were talking to earlier. We're going to see what we can do. So let's be calling them in the background while I'm demonstrating. It's all going on here, isn't it? You can hear it all on my own as well. Comment, everybody. Give me some support today. I've got gremlins all over the place. So with the white, just bringing that grey into the edge, and this matches so perfectly with everything that we've got here. It's just absolutely beautiful. So just lifting that, when I lay that on the blue backing paper, it works really well. I think we've got a Skype connection back. I don't know how good it's going to be. Fingers crossed for us, everybody. I'm hoping we can talk to Nikki in a moment. I hope everyone else's Fridays are going well. Anyway, there we go. So just inked around the edge of those. Now there's different glues and tapes and such that you can bring into these. I'm going to bring a foam tape in, okay, because I love to lift these layers up. Now I wouldn't lift every single layer up though. I must admit I will stagger these a little bit. So just taking off the tape, oops, from here. There we go. And if you put too much with the papers, so the papers are a thin paper, they're not a cardstock. And if you're putting too much tape and too many layers, you can risk bowing. So we're going to put that one down with the foam tape, because then what we've got a lovely drop shadow there, just underneath there. And then what I'm going to do is bring in a glue. What's the chance that I need to unclog my glue? It's very high. So does anyone else do it this way? Glue on the back of the hand? Anyone else? You do, don't you? Come on. There we go. So glue on the back there. And this one is going down flat. Now there's nothing more satisfying than picking that glue off when it's dry. Honestly, you'll love it. And then wet glue on the back of this layer. So I've got the one layer, the first base layer has been put down with the tape. So that foam tape's lifted it up. These layers are going down flat. Okay, so we've got a little bit of dimension, and with the grey around the edge, we can really see things starting to lift up. Then included in this set, we've got a lot in there. Okay, so just pressing everything down nice and flat. Included in this set, we've got some beautiful snowflake dies. Now these are absolutely beautiful. So what I'm going to do is take one of the pattern papers from the center here. Now we can go with the deep red. We can really get a lovely contrast with that blue if we want to, or we can go with another color. I'm going to go with a darker blue, I think. Oh, but then we've got the white. This is what crafters do, isn't it? Everyone agree with me? We do mix and match as we're going along. We don't always stick to the original plan. So just taking one of these and just going to die cut these with those snowflake dies. They're absolutely beautiful. Now what I love about these is not only do we cut them out of our cardstock, but you can also cut them into the cardstock as well. So just using a little bit of tape and popping this down here. I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine. There we go. And cut these out. They'll cut through the paper absolutely beautifully. There we go. So lift them up now very carefully. Let's just take these out. I've got one beautiful snowflake. I've got, look how beautifully they release as well. These are quality dies. Two gorgeous snowflakes. Now I'll clean that die up and put the paper away later. But what I also wanted to show you was that these coordinate absolutely perfectly with the stamps that are in the set. So where did I pop the stamps? Here. So we've got our gorgeous intricate snowflake wreaths and things, but we have some simplified snowflakes as well. These are the ones that are going to perfectly work along with these die cuts. So on an acrylic block, pop that stamp down. Now I've already prepared this, and what I mean by prepared this, when I'm stamping, I like to, with a brand new stamp at least, take off any sort of coating that might be on it from the manufacturing process, and that's by using an eraser. So just an eraser and just rub off any excess here. Okay, so then I've taken a dark ink. Now this is a Memento ink. and it's a really, really dark blue. I'm going to add in some contrast here. There we go. And what we can do is probably a good idea just to bring in something that you don't mind stamping onto, just to protect your background, and just going to stamp over the top of this die cut. Now usually I would put my head right in there for you so you can really, right over the top, so you can line that up perfectly, but I won't do that again today. I've done that once already today. And then we've got the smaller snowflake as well. So just take, where's my ink pad? I tell you what, today, it's one of those days, everybody, where I just want to start again. We're having a really fun hour, aren't we? And just lay this directly over, trying to line up the snowflake with the image. There we go. So we've just added that detail to both of those snowflakes. So as you can see, everything works together really beautifully. We've got our stamps, we've got our dies, we have got an embossing folder as well. Let's just get this so it's the right way up. We've got our embossing folder. We've got so many beautiful, beautiful elements in this. Let's just pop a little bit of glue on my hand again. Not quite as much as last time. Now I've got a finished version of this card, so you can see when I put glitter on it, when I add gems and things, exactly how it can turn out. But this is a much more simplified version for you. If you're a brand new card maker, there are loads and loads of different techniques and different things you may not have tried before within these magazines, and this is why I love them. Every time I open one of these magazines, I always learn something new. Just another tip for you, and this goes with anything that you've cut out. So if you're cutting out from paper, you very often get the white edge, and that white edge can easily be eliminated just by dabbing around the edge with an ink, and it will give you a more professional finish. When it comes to fussy cutting, as I have done with this bow and the tag there, what you'll find is that if you fussy cut very quickly, you'll miss areas and not quite always stick right up to the line, and that can give you a slightly less than professional finish. By just dabbing that ink on the white edge, then you're going to really finish that off nicely. Now that card to me looks like it's a bit plain in the middle. I need something else. All I've done to this next card, which I'm going to show you in a minute, the slight difference is that I've added a layer of glue along the edge and then some glitter. So let me bring that in and show you the difference that that makes there. So I've obviously put a couple more snowflakes at the top, but I'm hoping, oh, there you go, you can see the glitter. It makes such a difference, so much difference there. It really, really does. So let's now see if we can go over to Nikki. Let me just, because I think I'm losing all my cameras now and all sorts. Let's see. Nikki, I'm just going to switch you over. Please say you're there.
I'm here.
Hello, how are you?
I'm brilliant, thank you, Lou. How are you?
Very well, thank you. We can see you a little clearer now than we could.
Yay!
It's not perfect, but we're almost there. I think with it Friday, I think technology has just gone on an early weekend.
I think it has, but I'm so glad I can see you.
Yeah. So, what do you have to show us?
Well, I have got two amazing magazines this week to show you. First of all, I'm going to talk you quickly through Simply Cards and Papercraft issue 208, which has the fantastic Autumn Day stamps and the amazing Tonic Studios die with it. And then I'm going to talk about creative stamping. So I thought we'll do Becky's magazine first. So what I'm really, really excited about is this amazing, can you see it when I hold it to the camera? Is that clear enough?
Just about, but I have that here in the studio, so we'll have a closer look at that in a moment.
So we've got the fantastic Pinecone die, which you'll see throughout the magazine on so many projects. And then to complement the Tonic Studios die, you've also got this super A4 stamp set. Now, I do happen to know quite a bit about the stamp set because I was very lucky and I did a feature for this magazine as well. So I've played with everything. The die cuts like a dream, and there is so much that you can do with it. And the stamps just are perfect for seasonal cards, obviously, because it is called Autumn Days. But you've just got all year round cards because there are so many different sentiments on here that you really can do so much.
Fantastic.
Inside the magazine, you've got 3 features tackling all different ways of working with the stamps. So I did an inky feature, which is my thing.
You're inky, are you?
Yeah. I can actually show you my hands. They're clean today. Normally they're covered in ink. So I did an inky feature using lots of background ideas and scenes like that. But I absolutely love the other features that were in the magazine as well. We've got a gorgeous, gorgeous colour palette as well as anything else. Mixed media. And this is Ingrid Vichova.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, so Ingrid has used so many different things with this. She's used fabric, she's used twine, she's been stitching, she's actually done some sewing of the trees of some of them. Absolutely gorgeous, just things you wouldn't think about. And even though, you know, some of us have been, like yourself, been making cards for years, it's like, oh, hadn't thought of that. And that's I absolutely love about the fact that people like Ingrid push the boundaries, to something new.
Fantastic. This is what I love about magazines. I love that there's always fresh inspiration in every one. Even if you think you've been crafting for years and you know all the techniques out there, there's always something new to learn.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I love about being a magazine editor as well, is that when the design team send the cards in, it's like, oh, I wish I'd thought of that, or oh, I must remember to use that technique next time. Never stop surprising me. I'm absolutely so proud of our design team across all of the magazines because they really do raise the bar every time, and I think that's brilliant. And that this one is what an absolutely beautiful feature. This is Sam, who's taken a gorgeous teal colour palette, and she's created a lot of off-the-page projects. Mm-hmm. So you've got decorated gift bags, boxes, decorated bottles. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And everything has just been made starting from this gorgeous tonic die, which is brilliant because there's a 10% tonic saving as well in this magazine. So tonic have been really generous. I mean, there's discounts and savings galore on this one. So as well as the inspiration, you've certainly got the motivation to go out and get the things that you need to take your crafting up to the next level. It's fabulous.
Brilliant. And I saw that, I don't know if you've got it there, but I heard Mike saying that in one of the magazines he was talking about that you'd actually done some of the features as well.
Yes, I'm a very lucky girl. I do get to play with a lot of the products before they go on sale. That's my other life, my other world.
So when I'm not writing.
Sorry?
So you are a crafter who happens to be an editor as well.
Yes. I was a crafter before I was an editor. I've been crafting for like 15, nearly 20 years properly now. And one thing led to the next, and so I've been creative stamping editor for the last just over 2 years, and it just gets better and better because it is my absolute passion. All of the magazines are just fantastic, but crafting is my passion, so I hope to bring my passion to the magazines.
You absolutely do. We can see that shine through in everything you do. We're going to have a quick look now via, unless have you got something else to show us there?
I was just going to show you the new issue of Creative Stamping.
Oh, yes, please. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead of you completely.
That's all right. It's super quick, but it's super exciting because it literally went on sale yesterday. So this is issue 87, and this one is called Wild and Free, but you've also got this extra stamp set. So altogether, there's 49 stamps with this issue. And I would say that the card combinations, you're into the hundreds. You could do so much with this one. So we've got the magazine, which is absolutely packed full of inspiration and ideas for making seasonal cards, but for all occasions. And like Simply Cards as well, this one is absolutely hitting the mark for masculine makes. So we have a specific masculine feature in here, but to be honest, you can use these stamps in so many different ways. There is not one stamp here that couldn't be used on a card for a gentleman, or, well, for anybody really.
For anybody really. No, I think that's something that we don't see enough of, I think, is masculine cards, because of course they are 50% of the population. We do need to do
absolutely
as many
absolutely and yeah, and I think a lot of female crafters, I mean, don't get me wrong, I will take a butterfly every day. I love butterflies. But it is nice to have something different to work with, and in particular animals are great because you can sort of really build up the natural backgrounds, and whereas the Simply Cards stamp set is very, very leafy, and the main focus of this is the trees, so that's why you've got your pine cone and things like that. This stamp set with creative stamping, it's about the animals. You've got 7 gorgeous creatures there, and they're really big images as well. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
so you can do so much.
You're still a little bit blurry, but I have actually got these here to be able to show everybody some of these magazines and some of the gifts that we get with them anyway. So we'll have a really close look at some of those. I've actually not got, I don't think I've got the newest version of creative stamping now. I'm just flicking through.
Dear.
I know. I've got Simply Cards and Papercraft with the autumn one though. But I don't the creative stamping. I have issue 86. What are you up to now?
Oh, this is 87. I can see you've got By the Water in front of you, which has been an absolute smash hit with our readers. Now I'm a social media fan, so I'm all over Facebook. I'm on lots of crafting groups, always popping up on the Simply Cards and Papercraft group, which is fabulous. Getting into CraftWorld as much as time permits,
of course.
because I'm either making cards or writing about cards. But I am all over social media, and I have seen so many beautiful cards made with that set. It's been overwhelming, and it just makes us feel so good to see that the readers are taking the inspiration from the design team in the magazine and making it their own, and they clearly have enjoyed it. So I'm really proud of all of our readers that share their makes as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They're absolutely beautiful. So I'll flick through these magazines, and thank you so much for joining us. I apologise for all the technical problems we've had today. But
that's okay. I hope you've been able to see a little bit of what we've got to share.
We have, and like I say, I've got some here. But more than anything, it's been lovely to speak to you and hear how passionate both you and Mike are about your magazines. Not only the ones you work on, but also the ones that your team members edit as well. And I know you all work super hard on them. So thank you so much for taking time out.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
I'll speak to you again soon.
Speak to you again soon, Lou. Take care. Bye-bye.
Oh, she's absolutely lovely. So that's Nikki. They're in the office, both she and Mike, and obviously computer issues, you can't see quite as clearly as we'd love to. But I do have many of the magazines here so that you can see them and we can look really, really closely at them here. Look. So we were just talking about creative stamping. Now, although this isn't the one that came out today, because of course it has just come out today, I haven't quite got my hands on it yet. This is a previous issue. But you can still purchase this on CraftStash at the moment. And she was talking about that By the Water stamp set. And you can see how absolutely beautiful that is. Now, don't forget, there's only a couple of minutes left until we get to announce the winners of big bundles of these magazines. Okay, so make sure you remember the chance of that. We are also going to be announcing the winners from last week's CraftStash Live, or CraftWorld Live, sorry. Send me back to bed and get me out the other side today. From last week's CraftWorld Live, we're going to announce the winners from, and I have to announce how you can be entering another huge competition as well. There's just so much going on, so many competitions. Papercraft Essentials, so I have another previous issue here, but you can see the sheer amount that you're getting in every one of these magazines. Okay, now, Simply Cards and Papercraft. Now, I do have the most recent issue, and this is that Tonic Pinecone Die that Nikki was talking about and showing us. You can see how absolutely stunning it is. The entire magazine is filled with beautiful autumnal features made from this stamp set, made from the die set, but then there's also others as well. So we have some pieces, we actually have a behind the scenes with Phil Martin, which is always really good fun. But you can see we have floral pieces, we have geometric pieces as well in here. So Simply Cards and Papercraft, that is included in that, spend £20 and trial one of the magazines, but it's also, you can get that 15% off of the magazine kits, or you could even be winning this. Stay tuned, just a couple of minutes, I'll be announcing those. This is that Card Making Magic by Christina Griffiths die that we were talking about here, and you can clearly see a nice image of that there. I did flick through this magazine earlier for you. I have demonstrated from both of these kits today, so rewatch that if you want to see. There's some funny bits today. IndigoBlue kit and the Chloe's Creative Cards kits. Both of these. Let's see if I can find the cards that I made from them. There's one, and there's two. So I made this from the IndigoBlue. You can see I didn't make this. I made a blue and green version. It's still drying. But there's the rainbow version. And then we've got this one. Let's get it the right way up with the glitter. I have to tilt it that way just so you can see the glitter from the Chloe's Creative Cards. But there's so much inspiration in both of these. Now, also, our deal of the day is our Soft Craft magazines. A bundle of 3 Soft Craft magazines down to just $11.99. Let's have a quick look at some of the examples. We've got crochet and knitting, your crochet and knitting there. Look how much you're getting included in that. We've then got sewing magazine as well. So love sewing, and we've got patterns in there. This is another full bag there. With both Knit Now and Crochet Now, we have extra books. This is like a 2-in-1, 3-in-1 for Crochet Now, because we have the extra pattern in there and the additional book as well in there. So loads of inspiration, loads of tips, loads of techniques. You can be learning any craft that you want to with these magazines. There really is. It covers virtually everything. And of course you do get those additional tools to help you with learning. So maybe it's dies, maybe it's embossing folders, maybe it's yarn and crochet hooks, whatever it may be. You're never left on your own with these magazines. It's time now for us to announce some winners. Okay, it's been an interesting hour. Thank you so much for sticking with us, everybody. With so many technical things. I think everything's gone for the weekend already. So last week we had Picture This in the studio with Lou Sims. A wonderful show. She is so informative. But we did announce that at the end of the hour, if you go over to CraftWorld, there's a big competition. Our winner for this competition is over on CraftWorld. Your handle is @CollyDogs. I love that. I'm sure you must have a collie. That sounds fantastic. @CollyDogs, congratulations. You have won that bundle of stamps. Make sure you message. Best place to message is Hillary, Community Manager, who you'll have all seen over on CraftWorld, and she can take your address and get that prize out to you. Then I have from the Facebook post. Now this went up earlier in the week. We have Kylie Bow Wilton. Well done. So congratulations. You have won a selection of these magazines. And then we have 3 winners as well, all from today's comments. So I hope you stayed with us throughout all of our technical problems. But if you're still watching, we have from over on CraftWorld, we have the handle so it's Quiet Craft E is your handle. I'm not quite sure if I'm saying that correctly, but you'll know who you are. Quiet Craft and then E. So congratulations, you are our first winner. Our second winner from on Facebook is Beverly Mollenhagen. Congratulations to you. And lastly, congratulations to Diane Ward as well. All of you, if you message the CraftStash page or Hillary Community Manager over on CraftWorld, we can get your prizes out to you. Now, there's one more competition and it is huge. So for a massive prize bundle, which I will be announcing next Friday on our CraftWorld Live, please go over to CraftWorld. That's craftworld.com. You can see the address just going across the bottom there. And you can be entering this big competition, bigger than the giveaways that we've done today already so far. Make sure you head over there. Don't forget things like our deal of the day there, where we've got our Soft Craft magazines. We are doing 3 of those for just $11.99. Fantastic value. And all of the other deals and the offers that we have on. One more. I have one more offer for you as well, actually, which I almost forgot. Creative Stamping, issue 87, and Papercraft Essentials, issue 190. You can get 10% off of each of those. How did I forget that? There's been so much going on. Just pop in this code New Mag, N-E-W-M-A-G, New Mag. You can re-watch this video on YouTube, you can re-watch it on Facebook and on CraftWorld. So catch up with that code again. Make sure you come back and pop that into your basket once you've got one of those magazines in there. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you for your lovely comments throughout the hour. It's been interesting today, but I hope you've enjoyed actually looking more into the magazines that we offer on CraftWorld and seeing lots of the goodies that you get with them as well. And of course, the deals. I will see you all again very, very soon. Have a fantastic weekend. There's lots more going on over on CraftWorld this weekend. So please make sure you keep an eye out on your emails for all of the information, all of the announcements on there. I'll speak to you again next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.